I just spoke over at the state capitol at the rally there. It was kind of a small crowd. 3 weeks ago I spoke there and it was about 2,000. So I think some of the rallies are getting kind of rallied out, but I don't think that's an indication of how we feel about liberty and how we want to be treated by our state officials. The Arizona Health Department has actually no authority whatsoever. They have none. Do you know that the CDC actually committed a crime in stating that landlords had to let people stay in their buildings who weren't paying rent? Do you know that that's illegal for the CDC to do that? They have no authority to do that. And they were also writing up criminal complaints against landlords who tried to evict people for not paying their rent. You know, I'm all for people getting free housing, okay? If the owner of the property says it's okay. But the owner of the property is the one that controls that, not the CDC and not the Arizona Health Department, okay? The whole thing is so bass-ackwards that you don't even recognize America anymore. And Governor Ducey is the one who should be putting Arizona Health Department back in their place. Arizona legislature should be putting the Arizona Health Department back in their place. Now we're turning to a common ordinary citizen, J.D. Ball, and having him do it when they should be doing it. This is an amazing case. I talked to J.D. 2 or 3 times this week. It's an amazing case that he's put together against him. To me, it looks irrefutable and that he's got this easy in the bag. But what did I tell him? You're probably going to lose. And why is he going to lose? Because where's the sign? The real virus is not Fox and CBS and NBC and ABC. You're wrong too. However, the real, maybe the virus is. I'll give you that, okay? So you're probably right there. But the pandemic is that we live now in a country completely under a pandemic of corruption. Yeah. Washington, D.C., totally corrupt. Poor Trump tried to drain the swamp and they drained him. It has. That's the reason he's not going to be president anymore, is because of corruption of Washington, D.C. And when should A.G. Barr have investigated public corruption and voter fraud? When the former Vice President of the United States and the Democrat candidate came out and said, we have the best voter fraud organization in the history of America. That would be a telltale sign that some investigation should happen. When should another investigation happen? When he threatened Ukraine to withhold money, and he really did commit the quid pro quo. Astonishing, that doesn't get anything. But everything's on Trump. Everything's on Trump. You can blame everything on 2 things. Blame Trump or blame COVID-19. And it's astonishing how many of us are going along with that. Because you're right about something. Brainwashing from the media does work. And it has taken its toll, especially on our youth and on our elections. So I really hope and pray that JD is totally successful with this suit. I told him I'd help him any way I could. Some of you may know, once I launched a major lawsuit against the Clinton administration. Well, I did, and I won. And now I have referred my attorney that took me all the way to the Supreme Court to JD. I hope they connect. His health hasn't been very well lately, so I hope that he can get with JD and give him some pointers about this, because he's extremely intelligent. He didn't get me to the Supreme Court for nothing. So, folks, let me just end by saying this. If we were just following the Constitution, none of us would be here today. I don't want to be here right now, do you? We shouldn't have to be here. But bureaucracies do not follow the law. Arizona Department of Health, this is what they need? This big of a building? Oh my gosh. Yeah, no kidding. And so, my friends, we've got an uphill battle, but in The American Crisis that was written by Thomas Paine, he said, if there must be a fight, let it be now so that we don't pass this fight on to our kids and our grandkids. So let's do that. Let's stand while we can and fight. And let me make sure that everybody knows, I've never committed an act of violence the entire 20 years I was in law enforcement. Never. This is no time to start now. I totally believe in civil disobedience, and I totally believe that the police and the sheriffs in this state should be standing next to you while you do so. Not arresting you, helping you. Okay? Thanks so much. I love you all. I love what you're doing. Thank you, Mary. And may God bless us, because we sure need the miracle.